the reason I developed the course is because it allowed me to go into more detail, to provide more resources, and to really get into the nitty gritty at the first stages of when you're going to create go down the path of doing a renovation or a new build. And so some of the things that I kept getting asked that then created the body of what the course was going to be about was the following. So I kept getting asked things like, oh, do you think I should renovate, or do you think is it really worth it? Or should I actually build, topple it over and basically start again and create a new home? Is it going to be worth it? Am I going to be spending too much to do the renovation that it may as well be, I may as well create a new home? And so there's a lot of different things that create that make up that decision. It's not just, is it going to be cheaper? There's a lot of other things to consider. So I've covered that in the course. The other thing is, what is going to be some of the things that I need to do to make my house more energy efficient? And so I've covered that. I mean, I'm a big person. I'm a big believer in sustainability and energy efficiency. And so I'm always going to go down that route anyway. It's sort of ingrained in me. And so that was another question that goes through, that gets covered in the course. The other one was, oh, hello, all these lovely people. Hi, welcome. The other one was, what do you think about my floor plans? And that is such a common question that I get asked. It's daily. I've got these floor plans, I'm not sure. And so what I cover in the course is how you can actually look at your floor plans yourself, how I look at them. I mean, obviously I'm going to be looking at them in detail, but it was, the question I get asked is, how do I make them better? And so I cover this in the course in terms of how you can assess your own plans for future proofing. What are some of the things that I look at, and ways that you can assess them with a fresh set of eyes and look at them differently than what you're looking at them now. The other thing is, the stages of a build. What does lockup mean? What are the build stages, and how do I understand those build stages and what happens in each of those stages? How long is it going to take to build my home? That's another thing that I get asked a lot. Some people believe that they're going to be able to do a renovation in a couple of weeks, or that it's going to be finished within a couple of months. There's so many things that you need to get sorted out before you can do that. And so I go through how long it's going to take to build the home in terms of what are all the different stages, and how long does it take, and how long can you expect each of those stages to take. So you can tally all of those things up, and then you'll have a much better understanding of what's the whole duration of the project, not just the build. The other thing that I get asked is, what do you think it's going to cost me to do the works? And so in the course, I actually go through a rough calculation that you can use to give you an idea in terms of the finish level that you want and how much that's going to cost per square metre. The other thing that I get asked is it worth me doing X, X and X in this area? And so I go through this in the course as well in terms of, do you think it's going to be worthwhile doing that in this area? And that is also that renovation versus new build. And I suppose people get worried about whether they think they're going to overcapitalise. And then the other thing that I cover, and that is also linked in, the whole, is it worth me doing a renovation or a new build, and how do I find the right land? I get people calling me before, which is awesome, before they've even purchased their land, to say, do you think we're going to be able to do what we need to do based on this site? And so I go in detail in the course around, what orientation is going to be best for you, what orientation, is going to give you maximum energy efficiency benefits, passive solar design, but also things to consider before you're actually purchasing your land around what your neighbours are going to be doing, what's the orientation going to give you, and how you need to design around the orientation. And then the other classic is, I've got the plans, but you haven't got the land. So I've actually got a whole module around floor plan versus land first. So these are the things that I kept getting asked, and I still keep getting asked daily, weekly, very frequently. And so I wanted to make sure that all those things were going to be covered off in the course. So that's why I started the course. That's what then gives the foundation of some of the things that are covered in the course. And I really hope that that this is going to give you added value. And at only $197, it's almost pocket money and such a massively small percentage of the overall spend to make sure that you've got all your ducks lined up and that you're really planned and prepared. So I hope that gives you a little bit of overview. Don't forget the sale is only available until the 15th, the midnight on the 15th of July.